be here as your foundation. And I say, hey, yo, just let it go. Your struggles won't remain. And I say, hey, yo, we're holding hope and wake up yesterday. So hold on to me. Hold on to me. Hold on to me.
Gave you too much, now I'm swallowed. Now I'm the fool while you're breaking rules. Dangerous path that I follow. Oh, go on, just do what you do. And it as I bleed for you, cry for you, let me bleed. As I bleed for you, cry for you, let me bleed. Let me bleed. Let me.
Loot.bet, made for live betting.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is going to be our third and final map of the night for this best of 3 at least, while we have one more lined up at 8 o'clock. But it is going to be the Loot.bet League Season 1, and it is, of course, Winstrike versus HAVU. A very surprising outcome of Map 2, one that we certainly did not expect, to say the very least. It had been Winstrike's map pick that went down the drain rather easily. HAVU, I mean, they simply stomped Winstrike, to say it with ease, basically. There was no chance Winstrike would have won if they had not, if they hadn't, or no chance that they would have even had a chance of victory, basically, if they had not picked up that at least the pistol in the first few gun rounds. But overall, Winstrike, it really did feel like they woke up at the very end, right? It felt like they started to finally find that energy, find that cohesion as a team to work and return the result back in their favor to at least a certain degree. But it was far little too late to make a comeback possible in the end. Winstrike, Dust 2 is a map though that favors them, I would say, Kieran, and I think we could be seeing a bit of a faster ending than we are used to.
Yeah, me too. I mean, Winstrike, they're pretty good on Nuke. I mean, they've not had the best stats, but they're definitely a team to contend with on Nuke. I mean, coming into this best of 3, they had like a map percent advantage on every map that was in the veto. So 63% out of 19 maps is very, very good. This time, the odds still favor Loot.bet for all you for Winstrike. For all you betters in the chat, which I assume most of you are. We don't really pay attention to the odds, but you can too every single round. I'm pretty sure they appear every single round, right? For those who care as much, but either way, it is going to be Winstrike on the T side to kickstart the affair. Waylander already opens things up. Peku will get tagged down to pretty low, but a nice refrag by Hootie. Not only that, drops the bomb as well. Peku, edge of the smoke. That's some ballsy play, but it pays off. Winstrike gather 3 frags very swiftly, though, and with Twixie left in a 1-on-3, there should be no chance of survival from here. Yeah,
and I guess Winstrike, they kind of repeat their opening round from map 1 from Train, where they just kind of steamroll over HAVU, getting that early advantage and opening themselves up to win their gun round, at least with a favor of economy. In either case, it is going to be an eco for HAVU. It is going to be a stack towards A. This is a smart choice for all we care, I guess you could say, because the point is you've got pistols, use them smart, go together, try and help each other out, and you can get some kills in your favor. We have a pop flash available on Peku, so he should be throwing it momentarily to try and, of course, allow that peek on long, but it's nonetheless going to be a pretty slow round from both teams, I could say. Winstrike are certainly taking their time and approaching a certain site. I mean, they know this is an eco round. At least they should. There could be a force, obviously, on HAVU, which Winstrike should pretty much confirm to themselves is not. And from this point forward, shouldn't be a problem taking the site itself. There's only players with pistols really on it, and they can't really do much damage, especially not in a very little amount of time they have left to contend against these Galils and AKs. But Winstrike, Nuke was a surprise and an unwelcome at that, because first of I thought World actually, I was like, did he just kill him with a P250 while kind of spraying it? I mean, not really spraying it, but fast tapping it away. It's pretty weird. But basically, Nuke was a map for Winstrike that you would expect them to win it, especially with how they performed in the past, that they pick it and all that good jazz. Instead, the first half 12-3, the worst half we've seen up until this point in this tournament, I think. We haven't seen a worse result, have we?
I think we've pretty much seen like one other 12-3, but yeah, it's pretty much one of the worst.
Yeah, basically. So in either case, Winstrike. Okay, Waylander. Well, just as I speak of Winstrike, it's Waylander to find 2 quick kills on long. He jumps into pit, surprises both Peku and Zore, and enables Winstrike to get onto site. Actually, Norbert from mid, shutting down Hoodie. Maybe the second as well. Yes, it will be. Slowy with a Glock. Oh, excuse me, not a Glock, but a Scout instead. Can't contend. And Twixie, yeah, he's going to be dying as well. Norbert, such a good player there.
He is. He's a very good player. He can bring out sort of... That was real. I don't know what's worse. The fact that he got those with a Galil, or the fact that they lined up perfectly. Like, that was such a mistake from HAVU at that point. But it is going to be an eco for the CT side. They lost that first gun round, which is not great, especially on the CT side of Dust 2. This should allow Winstrike 2 to take a nice hefty advantage early game. And already a tag through door by World Edit, the Scout, who deals some decent damage to open things up. But against pistols like these, especially with only Slowy on Kevlar, we should not be seeing anything too favorable from the HAVU side here. And as they go for an aggro short play, we could at least see World Edit get taken down. That scope, of course, might limit his vision. But as long as Winstrike do get the trades, do hold on, this should be very, very simple. At least, yep, World Edit, he'll follow that Scout. Going to more of a hindrance than a blessing. Waylander does get dinked, though, but still 2 players for HAVU, incredibly low. Straight onto the A-bomb side, though. Norbert, beautiful lineup. Twixie and Zori, 4 quick finds 1 as well, and closes down the second. A nice start for Winstrike. HAVU now back onto that gun round.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty clean start. Winstrike, as I said, winning the first, or so as we talked about in the past, winning the first gun round is one of the more difficult things starting off a map. Because, first of all, you're already reduced. If we take a look at the CT side, you're already reduced with economy, right? You're going to have a limited amount of firepower. You're going to have a limited amount of grenades. So you're going to have to kind of, I guess you could say, crutch on your own prediction as to where the opponents will be coming from or what they'll be doing. And so far, HAVU, they've been a little caught off guard a little bit, couldn't really prepare against the execution of Winstrike. I would argue that perhaps keeping a scout was a bit of a mistake and would have been a lot better if they had kept that, or if they had upgraded into an M4, a proper rifle, or an AWP at that. But looking at this new round, we see Boomich going to be entering on Peku once more. This is a bit concerning. HAVU, such a good start on Nuke. I mean, it would be a shame to see them lose this first half equally, or more so, even worse so, against Winstrike. If they showed such a good performance for the second map, why can't they transfer it into the third? In either case, Twixie's playing with fire, needs to fall the hell away. He can't solo hold this unless he has some sort of support or flashbangs flying his way. If he jumps into pit, he can be safer for a little longer, but he missed that train, and it'll be a double peek that works out for Winstrike. It's back to Zorre that's going to be holding long, goes for the peek slow, he finds one more, Zorre a double! Oh my god, Zorre! That's pretty darn close, as Hoodie's closing, or more so holding from CT. It's going to be slower to support him. And they might be able to shut this down if they get one kill, but the smoke deploys, and that should be Winstrike getting the plant, if nothing else.
Yeah, they do have that rotation coming in from Slowy on short, but I think they plant the bomb nice and safe in the middle of the site. Molotov will have no effect whatsoever. I do like the fact that Boomich backs off towards long. He has the AUG, so that scoped is going to really help him out. He can hold. Well did it. Nice first. Misses the second, but Boomich should be there for the instant reply. As soon as he peeks, the AUG will overpower in that sort of position. 5-0, and Winstrike, well, they've kicked off Dust too, like HAVU started Nuke. A clean start for them. Beautiful play by Zori, but sadly not enough to combat Winstrike just yet. Boomich, again, with a very good KD, some nice opening kills, but yet to be an opening death, which is always a good stat to have in your early rounds of a map. This time, though, we will see a little bit of a semi-investment by HAVU, nothing too crazy. And this should be where Winstrike take that sixth, although Slowy will open it up, a frag onto Boomich, and a nice little start, but Winstrike should be able to manage this quite comfortably.
Something we pointed out on Train is the fact that scouts can be extremely useful and extremely dangerous. They can tag up the opponent. They can certainly kind of soften up the target for devouring later. As we have Zora and Twixie finding 2 kills. Immediately Winstrike are in critical control mode as they try to get back into their basically own map portion of, or more so map part of whatever you want to call it. It is not looking good. Norbert, a 1-on-4 and make it a 4-on-none most likely because, well, he's about to be sandwiched in from all parts, and it's hard seeing how he could survive this. Twixie, ooh, he's been hurt, but yeah, the reaction is going to be there, and obviously he's going to be able to shut it down. 5-1, HAVU are able to win on an eco. And an unexpected victory, but something that we saw Nuke as well.
Exactly. HAVU are not sort of, not rare for them to win ecos. We've, like you said, we've seen it on Nuke, and again, it's a good victory. Nevertheless, it gets them some very good weapons in those AWPs and economy. Yeah, it saves them buying that AWP. So, Winstrike, they'll have to reply, but like you said, a good round from HAVU, especially in an eco scenario.
Yeah, but the only problem is here, they need to capitalize on this. They need more than just the one round. They have to start winning more and more. Well, Peek, who's going to pick up one, but that's not enough. It's Waylander to punish, and it's back to Twixie turning it into a 3-on-3. This retake is doable. HAVU. B, though, is going to be extremely hard to retake. One of the hardest map points or map scenarios to retake in general. But they're going to go in before the bomb is even planted. That's a huge mistake. It's 2 kills in favor of Winstrike. Twixie comes out. He knows Waylander is at car. Such a close call. Twixie. He's going to go veer off the smoke. And of course, Waylander will win it. But what was that, HAVU? They went in before the bomb was even planted. Certainly they know better than that. I mean, okay, yeah, I understand it's a 3-on-3. You have the element of surprise, sure, and you might be able to catch Winstrike unprepared, but by the love of God, wait for the bomb plant to at least, be heard, and then you can go in when you know that one of the players will be occupied with planting the bomb, and the 2 others will be holding the angles, therefore having an advantage of a one-man advantage. And HAVU, they'll find an entry. It's a force buy coming out, 2 ops, an AUG, and 2 pistols. This could work for HAVU if they're able to keep it up. Twixie, that op is going to be dangerous, and more so than anything, dangerous to break.
Yeah, and with that huge gap in the smoke, it does give them that A-long position. They will, that's smart though, they will put the AWP on the site to have a a better look down towards a long, which I think is a really good move. Unless World.bet, of course, can shut it down, which he is in good stead to do. Although, right now, like you said, HAVU found themselves a sweet entry. They still have an idea that maybe someone sat at car, although there is no one there. Was that a CT smoke on car that maybe sort of fooled them? Yeah, that's smart. That was like
James.
When James threw the smoke in on Cash towards sandbags, which I think is actually very smart. It wastes a Molotov from Winstrike that they won't be able to use on the site. Zori should be in with a very good chance here of at least finding one on the cross, but he will reposition. This is a good angle to take, especially with the advantage swing you can have, but those flashbangs will shut him down. 2 players inside of CT will look to boost above the smoke. Ooh, spam. But nothing too dangerous. Boomich, though, the bomb plant denied. They will know at least 1 player is inside of CT, and if they recognize it was a boost, then they definitely should expect more. And, well, they'll trade back 1, spots out a second. Norbert's attention distracted from those short players, though, and Peku holding with the AWP. Easy frag all day long. Down into a 1-on-3. HAVU should look to reply in this round, and with very limited time left, that's what it should be at this point.
Yeah, I mean, World.bet, he's got an op. He better throw it away. He can't drop it to your opponent, and that's exactly what he does. Norbert should have gone for the plant, though. Honestly, I mean, just plant safely. I know it's dangerous, but at least you get the plant. You allow your teammate to cover your crossfire, and also to cover your cross while you hold on site. Just try to wiggle your way through, maybe behind the boxes, somehow get a bit of a favorable spot. In either case, HAVU, 2 rounds on the board. Still fighting against a full buy of Winstrike, though, as we have an up on World.bet. The double up coming out for the CTs. Nice shot coming out from World.bet, though. Hoodie dropped to 13 HP. It is going to be a bit of a nuisance, but not too bad just yet. Looks like HAVU will readjust. I love the fact they're putting 3 players on A. They realize, oh, damn, guys, we're losing A continuously. Let's kind of focus on that. Oh, Norbert, though. What a good spray down. I mean, he doesn't even know he's there. Kind of puts a few bullets through. Then the player slowly shoots through the wall, hits him, and then Norbert replies with a few more. So, fair enough. I mean, that's one way to go around doing things, but look at Zori, so close to the smoke. Pop flash comes across, but no, it's going to be denied. Waylander, beautiful hold and a save on his teammate, actually.
Yeah, he didn't know which player to shoot at there. His attention was distracted, and that's great because, well, Waylander was able to come in and take that kill, but yeah, slowly, like you see from Norbert, from 100 HP, spam through the door and dead. That's a nice frag, but nevertheless, into a 5-on-3 with Hoodie still on 13 points of health. I do like the boost for Boomich to check above the sort of stairs to make sure no one's sat in the left corner. But as that utility goes down toward the A bomb site, CT will get smoked off. The molly should come in from Peku to at least slow down the plant. But with 30 seconds left, it should be no call for Winstrike to easily get that bomb down. And it looks like HAVU will go for the save. So giving Winstrike a round for free at this point, when potentially a retake, if they'd have found 1 or 2 quick frags, could have been definitely possible. But I think it is a smarter play for the long game of HAVU to save in this round. They'll have a better buy or be able to drop weapons going into the next, especially with the lack of cash on these 2 players that have died. Although we should be getting FAMASs, I assume, dropped by the 2 players that survive here. So 7-2. HAVU looking to play the long game, though, as Winstrike again secure another T-side round.
Honestly, it would be weird if HAVU would not buy. First of all, you know, they've already got a very nice economy in their current bank, not regarding the players that died, but the players that are still alive, saving up the rifles. Second of all, the 2 ops can change everything for the better. They've got enough for 2 FAMAS drops. They certainly have to drop them. I mean, should drop them, I guess you could say, as they have a fair chance of victory. Why not? I mean, they have what they need, and instead of a FAMAS drop, they go for the utility. I respect that. Slowy is being dropped in a scout, excuse me, while we have Zore with a deagle. Again, I would like to see perhaps at least an SMG, right? It's not that expensive. Just invest $1,000 or $1,250 and you can have yourself a pretty useful MP9 that is very good on close range. But a beautiful pop flash. Waylander goes into B. He finds both entries. My God, it's a hat trick from him as he finds the quad as well. Zore shut down in CT. My God, Peku will be killed in the end as well. HAVU, their force or their investment will mean nothing in the end. 8-2 and Winstrike. They make it look easy.
Yeah, they've come into Dust 2 way better than Nuke. And, well, it's the scoreline only represents that. HAVU back down to an eco this time, but you can see Winstrike being able to control that economy means they control how many nades HAVU have. A 30 lead so far here, and with HAVU down into a full eco at this point, it should be Winstrike taking 9 and pushing for a very good end to this first half. There is a chance that HAVU do reply for a sort of 9-6, 8-7 scoreline, but that is definitely slowly coming off of the cards, although with that early frag to find from Winstrike, this should be where this round slowly fades away. Ooh, Hoodie burning, but still manages to at least take one with him into that afterlife. Peku pushing aggressively, shut down by Norbert. 4-on-2, and that should be simple for Winstrike.
Yeah, it really should. Zora could get a few kills, though. He's hiding behind the ramp, and that's actually a really dangerous position to go up against because it has such a tight angle. You can easily take a few heads off of your opponents. There's one, almost making it into the double. Actually, that was a team kill, excuse me. Looked like it might have been a kill for Zora instead, a team kill, but fair enough. You know, Twixie gets one more and picks up the op. Unfortunately, not really going to be able to make a play or a save for it, as Quick is already ready, waiting through short and securing the 9th for Winstrike. The full buy comes through. HAVU, though, they're in a troublesome spot. First of all, their force 2 rounds ago cost them a lot of money, and because they are unable to get anything going, they're down to $0 again. So losing this round, if they were to lose this, it would mean they would be fully reset once more. And a nice shot from World Edit. He's hit Hoodie now the second time through doors, and it is starting to get a little bit dangerous. Lowy needs to be careful. Cannot afford to die. Peku will find the 1. That's a good start as Quick is picked up from short. A very aggressive play from HAVU. But, ooh, Norbert. I'm pretty certain he went through the smoke on B and gonna be caught by Hoodie, excuse me. A 3-on-5. A round that HAVU should win on paper is still gonna be questionable. World Edit. Yeah, he knows he's there. Or at least he understands that Peku is most likely peeking from an angle like such. But unfortunately, the advantage is so much better for Peku in that case, and the reaction is that much faster. It will be most likely 3-9, as Winstrike is going to have to take a second look at their choices in this round. I mean, first of all, the push on B was unnecessary by Norbert, and arguably their best player, right? Why would you waste him rushing towards B?
Exactly, like, Norbert, whilst he has made serious impact in Winstrike, I think it's sort of testament to his age and lack of experience, really. I mean, I'm pretty sure we've seen, like, Simple doing the same sort of things when he was coming into fruition, whilst that's a quite over-the-top comparison. Still reminiscent of how these players are young and love to try new things. Waylander, nice double from him, but into a 3-on-1, especially with a player coming in from that middle position. Surely Twixie hears him in tunnels, and yeah, he definitely will. 25 seconds, though. Has the bomb in hand. If he takes out Peku, could work, but AWP always going to prevail. HAVU get themselves a 3rd round here, and, well, Winstrike, will they be down to an eco? They do have, I think, a little bit of cash built up, so they should be able to purchase. Yeah, simple. 9-3, and HAVU, if they can make at least 4 or 5 in this, I'd say it's a very successful end to the half, considering what the scoreline could have been if Winstrike carried on with that momentum.
Oh, yes. I mean, it was such a bad start that anything above 3 or 4 rounds would be acceptable and pretty much the best thing that could happen. But Boomich, oh, Jesus, Boomich, what? Jesus, this man is crazy. He jumps out of the smoke. 3 guys are kind of watching him, and he still hits the shot. Denies Peku, drops the op, and forces HAVU onto a very defensive setup. It's going to be 5-man running up long, and this is going to be a hard defense for HAVU. If they get a few kills, Pop Flash comes through. 1, 2. No, it's just the 1. Twixie, unable to capitalize on the Pop Flash, and unfortunately that will mean that the player on site is pretty much the only man left to defend this. Goodbye Slowy, goodbye Zora. Goose is cleared, and Zola's and Hoodie. A 1-on-4, another reset. HAVU, this is the worst possible timing to lose a round like this. It's going to be 10-3 and a full reset approaching the last round of the first half. A very quick first half, I would say. We started about 10 minutes ago, and it's already like... it's like Boomlandia, basically. It is going to be 10-3 and a pretty perfect startup for Winstrike.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it's crazy to think how they could have just done this in Nuke. They could have had a 2-0 at this point in Nuke if they'd have, if it had gone to plan. But I mean, proving to Winstrike that they still have a few things to work on. But all in all, it is looking good. HAVU will have at least 1 exit frag. Hoodie will look to assist himself with a flash. There is every single player of Winstrike hunting him down as he tries to save that M4. Right? And surely, yeah, there we go. Norbert to finish 10-3. I'm glad they denied that save because now the economy is at the lowest possible. Winstrike, that's it. That was such a reaction shot. Like, there was still a player fading away from CT and he managed to get the kill. So, Waylander even performing well considering how seasoned he is, and people like obviously with him being in sort of lesser teams than this, it's good to see him still playing well. But Slowy, he opens things up already onto World Edit. That's a nice kill to find very early in this round, and down into a 5-on-4, especially with the eco. This is looking very good for HAVU. Takes out a second as Waylander's dead. 5-on-3, and this is not looking good for Winstrike at this point.
It looks like things could go in the way for HAVU, but unfortunately Norbert keeps them at an understandable position. It's a 3-on-3 with Slowy having no Kevlar. There shouldn't be much of a choice but to lose besides that. I mean, Slowy, he's on the platform as soon as he peeks, and if he does not hit the first headshot, he's as good as dead. Here comes the pop flash. Slowy peeks out, gets one. That's a good tag, but now, well, he tags both. Oh, he tags all three. He even gets the kill. Damn, Slowy. Very effective with what he has to offer. And having no Kevlar, obviously, a good call by Slowy, or more so a good hold by Slowy, and gives a chance to HAVU to actually win it. Norbert holding the line. Ooh, his Twixie has been spotted. Lucky to be alive. Smokes in. And now Twixie. Yeah, this is going to be difficult to retake. Winstrikes have such an advantage with these positions. It's going to be 9 possible. HAVU, they're going to go out with a pop flash. Here comes one. Here comes the second. Twixie's been spotted. He still gets one. It's a 1-on-2 clutch round. Quick with an up. He misses 2 shots. That's it. 2 missed shots will be an opportunity that will not return itself. And it is going to be 4-10. If nothing else, 4 rounds for HAVU is an acceptable result that they can actually make a decent comeback out.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to say, especially with how weak they look to start this, they have actually done well to secure themselves those 4 rounds. I mean, Norbert could have said in this eco-type scenario, it's not a round you should be losing, but I think Quick missing those 2 vital shots at the end of that was what really put the final nail in the coffin. You can't be missing simple shots like those. I mean, especially considering that it was straight shots down tunnel, but either way, HAVU again has been tagged. I assume crossing the doors. That's damage he's taken every single round, and that's surely getting annoying. But HAVU, they do well in eco rounds to buy these scouts because they're so, like we've said many times, annoying for the damage. They can just tag down your opponents, and it does mean that it's relatively easier for those other weapons to back them up. Twixie will take down one. Boomich, luckily to reply though, and down into a 4-on-3. Boomich tagged down to 28, but with that advantage, ooh, Zori has to be careful. Here's the info. The player gets up towards short. It is a nice angle to take. There is a single man on the A bomb site in the form of Peku, but Norbert, again, very good to shut him down. 4-on-2, and this should be where Winstrike close out 11-4 for the half. Norbert, he's even wise to a player coming from this short angle. He doesn't have time to react, though, and still, there is a chance that potentially HAVU do secure this, especially they can catch this long flank, which is coming out from Boomich, where he comes through short. If the timing's against HAVU, he'll look away with sort of minimal time left. But, oh, Boomich, this is so smart. He still finds a kill, and he knows that Zori's on that final position on short because he's already found 1 kill prior to this, and that confirms it. 2-on-1, just over 25 seconds, but should be where they finish. 11-4, nice frag from World Edit. Simple as you like, and a good end to the half by Winstrike.
And we'll be right back after a short commercial break, guys. Keep in mind, this is the 3rd and final map of this best of 3.
Loot.bet. Made for live betting.
Back at it again, boys. And yeah, I mean, that is a pretty convincing first half from Winstrike. And I'm doubtful of HAVU if they're unable to pick up the pistol and the gun round. Or let's say if we cut out the pistol, which has become irrelevant, honestly. If they can't win the first gun round, then there will be issues to be had. And those issues are going to start growing by the minute, by the second even, as Winstrike, I mean, they excel on the CT side, right? They've always excelled in that position, and I would expect nothing less than that. And again, It is the third and final map. The winner, obviously, will be decided right here, right now, be it in overtime or be it in regular time. In either case, it is the second pistol starting up. Gents, it is the Loot.bet Season 1 of the Loot.bet League CS League. And right now, we are approaching, well, at least if nothing else, a close conclusion or a quick conclusion to this second best of 3 we've had today.
Yeah, Winstrike should be in that affirmative driving seat for this pistol round. They've looked good in their pistols. I think they sort of split them one for one on Nuke, right? I think they won one, lost one. So they've been relatively good in their pistols, but it should be heavily in their favor. I mean, especially with the fact they have a defuse kit and an upgraded pistol in the form of a CZ. I'm kind of liking that from Boomich because the position he's sat in right now, especially if they split through mid, could really allow this CZ to catch a couple of quick kills. But HAVU will remain slow. They'll want to take this very, very seriously in this pistol. Good flash, although damage. Oh, that's good. But still a reply from Quick. Waylander's there as well. Beautiful support from him inside of that CT position. And already into a 4-on-2. Hoodie and Peku remain. Just Peku and will let it to finish. 12-4. Winstrike get themselves a very nice pistol round and push themselves even closer to taking map number 3. We will see an eco in the hands of HAVU, a buy coming into the next. It's vital that Winstrike do not lose the second round to these pistols of HAVU, even though it's going to be Glocks. They can get such an annoyance when they go for those rushes, but Winstrike, with the better weaponry, should be looking to hold on. I'm liking it well that it's kept himself a USP as well, because that means he'll not invest anything into this round. He'll have an AWP plus that Kevlar in the next, providing that he survives, which he's going to be chilling out in this round. He's not going to be going for anything too crazy, so yeah, it's good that they're bringing in these types of strategies to make sure they have the best weaponry when it is needed.
Above all else, I would just like to expand on what just happened there on the pistol. Beautiful action by HAVU, but it didn't work out because they first didn't peek immediately onto Boomich. And then once they peeked into him, it was just too late. Well, it seems like it's going to be too late here as well. It's going to be a full rush through short, all 5 players. They do get Quick, which is, I guess, okay. But I'm not sure why Boomich is playing from long range with the MP9. Such a weird decision. He still gets a kill regardless, but it is such a weird decision to see him play with that MP9 from like mid-range, you know, go close. I mean, you've got the MP9. There's nothing to be concerned about. But anyway, to finish what I was trying to say, why I reacted the way I did on that pistol, because people might be, you know, shocked. Because first of all, you know, that action by HAVU was great. It was amazing. They got both players fully blinded out. They both players were pretty much dead to rights. They pretty much should have died. But both players from HAVU peeked first the right side, and once the pop flash was gone for the Winstrike, or basically no longer flashed, obviously they were able to catch on to Boomich, but it was far too late because they still left one guy unchecked on the other position. And I guess HAVU with a good action, but unable to complement it forward. And it will be another trade 1 by 1 here, as we do see one burning alive while World Edit brings it back to your 3-on-3, actually 3-on-4, with Twixie bringing it to 3-on-3. Coming through long, Twixie sprays it down, Zore shuts down World Edit as well, and that's enough. It's Norbert in a 1-on-3, no chances. Peku is waiting on top mid. 5-13, and well, the first real challenge goes in the hands of HAVU, and a chance of victory is now there.
Yeah, it definitely is. If they can grind these rounds back, then it's definitely going to put them in a good position, but you can see sniper kills way better for HAVU, but the Winstrike just overpowering with these rifles, so pretty much testament to how they've been structuring themselves on that T side especially, but early rounds of CT as well. Waylander will get tagged as he crosses, but it is going to be an eco. I'm glad they've not forced into anything stupid. They know they can have a good buy going into the next round, so it's much wiser to play like this. Lose this round even if you don't even find a frag for that T side. It's not the end of the world. They'll go into this 13-6 with a gun round already going to come up. Well did it though. Nice shot onto Twixie through the crack in the door, and as he looks to spam again, luckily Slowy will evade the shot. But 4-on-4, they will head up toward the A site. There is no one on the site to defend though, so if HAVU do dedicate to this in the next 15 to 20 seconds, they might be in luck. However, well, then it will hit that rotate. We'll get over toward the A bomb site. Norbert sat behind the door, could be a little bit of a nuisance. As long as they deal with it well, it should be fine. HAVU, they just need to hang on for this one, and everything will be good. Still, he hears the footsteps, Norbert. I'm hoping he doesn't go for those peaks, or might be forced to. Off of the back of that, he will escape into CT, though. Maybe shouldn't have let him live there, but that should start HAVU's push toward a rotate toward the B side. They know where these players are now, and especially opening up Waylander. That should be where the round concludes.
Yeah, it's no challenge here for HAVU to win it. Norbert, Boomich, and World Edit, all three together. I mean, they don't have a single piece of utility nor a single piece of useful weaponry. Oh man, I love this decision from Norbert. Really, I do, because there's a chance there could be a T player jumping into that smoke, going in front of the doors, which is quite usual actually when you see rounds like this from the T side. They would jump into the smoke, go towards that first box in front of the doors, and kind of shut down anybody going towards window or running from CT. And it can surprise the CTs in that case, while Norbert kind of predicting a possible chance of that, and he went for the knife. I mean, he would have gotten a free kill, and it would have been a very stylish kill to say the least, but unfortunately not meant to be. Well, at it, he could get away with an AK here if he shuts down Zore. It certainly is possible, and there's nobody else to really refrag immediately, but Zore, no, okay. Whew, that was close. He didn't actually push forward. He's going to be staying in T-base, CT base, excuse me. Hoodie spots him, and in the end, it's going to be like Zore. Oh, damn, why didn't it check further into the left side? It's like, I could have gotten another kill. But this is the deagle shot I wanted to see. Yeah, look at this. Oh, the lineup is perfect.
Yeah, Twixie he peaks for that split second longer to allow World to react, but looking into this, opening death 7 out of sort of 3 for the kills. It's not a great stat. Means he's died 7 times, first time in the round, but World Edit. He replies already onto Peku's AWP, closes down.
Look at this aggression.
First strike. I'm liking this from Winstrike, showing aggression towards A-Long. They're not scared of pushing into the face of HAVU at this point. Oh, Boomich, there's a Molotov there, buddy. I'm not sure if you've realized, but he will burn, and eventually Hoodie will take him down. Quick will try and just keep A-Long safe, but I'm liking that Winstrike haven't over-dedicated any players to the site. It's still 2 on each, and I'm loving that they're showing some aggression inside of the B tunnels right now. If they can gather that there is no information to give to the rest of these players, it should at least force one man to go through lower tunnels and up towards short, and that is what will happen. This could work out perfectly for Winstrike. They've read this very well and quick. Oh, he gets a first. Luckily, Slowy is there to deny. Well, that it has to reposition to make sure he doesn't get taken out from A-Long, but I'm liking the rotations from Winstrike here. They're coming thick and fast. The World Edit, well, that's a beautiful angle to take. He shuts out one, knows that the short is now clear, can dedicate way more players toward this, and Waylander, he has the exit covered. Whilst he doesn't get the frag just yet, he now will, and keeps Hoodie trapped in towards A-Long as well. Whilst he will trade, 30 seconds left, and this should be where Winstrike get themselves to 14th.
Yeah, it's a bit of a close round, a bit of a tight round, but it's Winstrike still at an advantage. And Norbert, he's holding in lower B. He should be hearing him run, though. Yeah, now he hears him. Of course, he knows, okay, he's running B. That's a free round for me. He even turns at the right time. Hoodie, the timing couldn't have been worse for him. Leaving Winstrike on 14, or at least giving them 14, while HAVU, they should have enough for a full buy at least. I believe they should be between 5,000 and 6,000. Yeah, they will have a full buy, obviously. Peku picking up the op immediately, the rest with full utility. A UMP and Twixie, not sure if he had the low, like, I was fairly certain he had at least 4K, so weird decision to pick up a UMP, but I guess, you know, he favors the utility above all else, and can't blame him for that. That's a good choice, you know. It just shows to tell that how much he wants to support his team and how much he wants to make sure that the team has the largest chance or the best chance of winning. In either case, it is going to be a bit of a default. HAVU, they're playing a little bit slower, taking lower and upper control. We do have a bit of presence on mid confirmed, but nobody's challenging yet, and I like the fact Winstrike are not going aggressive this time round, because they've already played aggressive so much. It feels like if they would have overdone it, and most likely would have been punished for it by HAVU. In either case, looks like in the end, HAVU still kind of trying to execute mid and potentially split B.
Yeah, that does seem like the way they want to take this round, although they do have short presence as well, so HAVU may be a little bit undecided as to what they want to do now, trying to feel out a potential passage for this round. Still, there is pretty decent time left for HAVU to do this, although I'd like to see a little bit of a play made towards the A site if they want to fake it, or they just dedicate towards B now and take the risk of this execution together. They still have a decent amount of utility for this type of execution, especially I think it would favor the A side of the map, considering there's less smokes you have to use to cover off the most important angles. But under 30 seconds now, and World Edit should be in a prime position to take out at least one if they play this well. Molotov will go down to force him back. He spots the player. That's all he needs. The info is way more valuable at this point than taking early frags. Which will come in with one of his own. World Edit does get tagged pretty low. Peku close and he shuts out one. Gives info to World Edit as quick trades. Beautiful spam. And World Edit there to finish. That was a mid-jump shot. Wow, World Edit.
Wow.
Tying out 15-6. And well, it looks like map number 3. We know who's taking the victory here.
This is, of course, at least if nothing else, going to be enough for a few AKs here for HAVU with the plant and with the, well, the loss bonus and all that good jazz, but they have 2 players without head armor. They are up against map and series point right here, right now. And Winstrike, well, they've got 2 ops. Finally, we see the double op set up. World Edit and Waylander will be wielding it. And look at this push through short. Waylander finds the first on mid. It's going to be World Edit to push short and most likely maybe even secure a second. Twixie already going aggro. Norbert for one more. And it looks like Winstrike will be securing a relative quick victory going into this third and final map of this best of 3. Twixie, nice shutdown. But it doesn't account for much when World Edit and Norbert find their own, and HAVU left in a 1-on-3. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is now HAVU's only chance. Last man standing, HAVU, to save the day, to potentially turn it around and give a victory to HAVU. Not put them back into, well, more so put them into a 0-2 result in the overall group stage. We do see that he's going to try his best, but yeah, Boomich will peek out 16-6, ladies and gents. It shall be 2-1 final score of the map and of the series. And we will be having Winstrike as the victors.
Yeah, I think they'd be, overall, despite getting the victory, I'd still be disappointed with that. I mean, coming into Nuke, they got absolutely destroyed on Nuke. And not to take anything away from how good HAVU played to bring it to a team like Winstrike, but I think Winstrike just have a higher expectation of themselves. And I think it'll give them a good little bit of practice before the major cycle starts. But either way, HAVU, they played, I think, toward the end of the best of 3, despite map number 3, better on Nuke entirely. That was like the strongest we saw them. But still, I stand by the fact that this roster still needs a couple of upgrades before it's back to where it used to be. And Winstrike, good result for them. Easy 2-1. Just another day in the office for those guys. And well, that is map or best of 3 number 2 out of the way.
And we are going to be having our final best of 3 happening in about an hour and 20 minutes, 15 minutes, give or take. Make sure to tune in for the last one of the day. Of course, it is going to be, if I'm not completely screwed on this regard, XCOM versus Wendigo. Yes, it will be XCOM versus Wendigo. And we do not know of the maps yet, so we can't tell you any of the details, but make sure to stay tuned, make sure to stay on the channel, and make sure to follow Kieran the Caster on Twitter or myself at Overseard. In any case, we'll see you soon, ladies and gents, in about an hour's time.
Loot.bet. Made for live betting.
ourselves in the spirit of things. We lose our sight when we put our trust in things of this material world, of things that fade away, yet we keep coming back.